Tim Shields, founder and CEO of Hardshell Labs and lifelong contract field biologist. Welcome to the Epic Human Podcast.
It's great to be here.
First off, we'd just love to learn and share with the audience a little bit more about you and Hardshell Labs.
The short version is I spent 35 years basically documenting the decline of my favorite animal on Earth. I took careful notes on a 95% decline in desert tortoises and studied in excruciating detail why that was happening. And I reached a breaking point, and I just said, I got to find some tools to address some of what ails this species. And the problem I identified was raven predation. It's a very obvious source of mortality for tortoises. And that led me into exploring technological options for addressing the problem. We realized that these tools are applicable for solving a number of problems that corporations, businesses, and government entities were also trying to solve. And so there's this beautiful complementarity between trying to address a conservation problem and discovering that there are also people who will pay to solve the same problem, and the solution of the problem serves everybody's interests, other than the ravens that we're trying to manage, but they don't get to vote.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the problem, right?
Sure.
So we're talking about desert tortoises and predation by ravens.
That's the problem.
Okay.
This is a juvenile tortoise that was probably 6 years old, roughly, and its shell was in the process of hardening, but hadn't yet hardened enough to resist the attack of this raven. This was definitely killed by a raven, which flipped the tortoise over. Ravens are really good at this. They know right where the soft spot is, and there's a soft spot dead center on the underside called the plastron. So this one got flipped over, and the raven just hammered its way in, largely probably to get the liver, because the liver is rich in fat, but there are other fatty internal organs. That's what the ravens are after. They want the caloric jolt, and they get it from opening this container and removing the inside. So I picked up, in the course of my career, hundreds, possibly thousands of dead baby tortoises that had been killed by ravens.